Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today we're going to talk about why the SBI launch did not skyrocket XRP like some expected it to, and why that was an unreasonable expectation from the first place. This has nothing to do, there's nothing wrong with XRP in the fact that SBI didn't skyrocket. It was just due to unreasonable expectations fed by pure hopium channels, mostly on social media. Because the $10 thing was never going to happen. And besides, Katao didn't actually tweet that. He just retweeted someone else's tweet. The blink of an eye thing, he was referring to Vctrade being the biggest exchange in Japan. And that actually might be possible. I don't really know how much volume Vctrade actually has right now. But I doubt it will be so dominating because if the volume had truly been monumental, we would have seen price moves for XRP as well as maybe some of the other coins that were actually on Vctrade, which includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's go through Vctrade and what it is. Vctrade, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks at least, is just another exchange. It's not something like monumental. It's not something phenomenal. It's not something completely new. It's just another exchange. It provides some liquidity for the Japanese market. We have yet to see too much. But if you actually just look on XRP charts, it really hasn't, done that much in terms of ledger volume and other stuff like that. This is all pretty normal, and we are fully into the first day of VC trading. Now, if you're still hoping for a bump, then what you're looking for is a bump when Japan comes online tonight in about 3 or 4 hours. If there's not a rush today going into tonight, then it's probably not going to happen. What did happen is that the Bitcoin XRP ratio actually did improve about 13% over the last 3 weeks, from about 2,900 to about 3,300. And now that Vctrade has launched, it's actually gone back down to about 3,200, representing about a 3% drop from when it actually launched yesterday. Now, that's not something to worry about. That's pretty normal. That's all that is buy these rumors, sell the news. They were buying the rumor on Vctrade and selling the news since it actually launched. Now, I don't think any serious investor or any in-depth investor actually believe that Vctrade was suddenly going to pump the price of XRP up. Most of that I've seen is from pure hopium channels and people who are just feeding you what you want to hear, but most of it was untrue. It's just another exchange, and people were getting really excited about the fact that SBI had 23 million accounts, and I've seen projections like if each of those 23 million accounts bought $100 worth of XRP, we would have, well, actually, no, the one I heard was if each of those 23 million accounts bought $1,000 worth of XRP, that would increase the price of XRP by so much. But that's really the same projection as there's only, 21 million Bitcoin. If everyone on Earth wanted one Bitcoin, there just wouldn't be nearly enough for everyone. Those are bogus statements. Those are bogus predictions. They have no basis in reality. Not everyone on Earth is going to want Bitcoin or needs Bitcoin, or because it's really just a speculative instrument right now. And that is so far off from reality that you can't really project Bitcoin price on what if all 7 or 8 billion people on Earth wanted one Bitcoin. That's pure nonsense. So that's essentially not a great way. And it's the same thing with if all 23 million accounts wanted $1,000 worth of XRP. They don't. All right, they don't. And people actually compare that with Coinbase, thinking it'd be much bigger than Coinbase, because Coinbase at the time only had 12 million accounts. I believe they have like 18 million now, but when it was compared, Coinbase have 12 million accounts, Vctrade has 23 million, therefore Vctrade is much bigger. But you're not really going through the entire logic of Vctrade versus Coinbase. First of all, Coinbase is mainly USD, Vctrade is mainly going to be JPY. USD just has a lot more inflow than JPY, I guess because American people have more money, I guess. If you look at Fiat Leak and other places, you know that the main source, the main fiat currency used to trade any cryptocurrency is basically USD. Now, XRP is a little bit closer in terms of Japanese yen and Korean won. It's not as tilted as Bitcoin towards the USD, but it's still mostly USD. But the other thing is the 23 million versus 12 million, you can't compare that directly because Coinbase is basically only a crypto trading platform, whereas SBI is not an only crypto trading platform. SBI is actually, a bank and financial holdings platform. So whereas pretty much 100% of those 12 million or 18 million or however many Coinbase accounts are going to be interested in cryptocurrency. Only a very small percentage of those 23 million held by SBI are going to be interested in cryptocurrency. I think optimistically, you can say maybe 15% of the 23 million customers that SBI actually has would actually be interested in cryptocurrency, and only maybe about half of those would actually be interested in XRP. So really, you have less than 10% of those people that are actually interested in buying XRP. And even of those 10%, not very many of them are going to want $1,000 of XRP. Now, $1,000 may not seem a lot to you and me, but I don't think the average crypto investor even has $1,000 in cryptocurrency. Now, I have more than $1,000 in cryptocurrency, of course, but I've been in this for a long time, and most of the accounts that I've seen from any crypto, they consist of tens of dollars or maybe a couple $100s. So that right there should tell you that the 23 million customers that they've been touting is it's not a fake number because they do actually have 23 million customers, but it's an very over-exaggerated number of the number of people that SBI actually has that would actually be interested in XRP or crypto overall. And let's not forget that SBI Vctrade has been open OTC to crypto investors for a year now. So what that really means is even of the small percentage that's interested, most of the big players in that small percentage have had access to Vctrade for a year now on the OTC, and most big players do buy crypto on the over-the-counter market, which means that big part will not be affected. They're going to continue to buy OTC. They're not going to randomly just buy on open book orders on Vctrade. So you're taking most of that volume out too. So the actual volume over Vctrade will probably be fairly small. I would actually be surprised if the Vctrade volume is any greater than the Coinbase volume. Coinbase is probably the most trusted exchange in the United States, and they have millions of accounts. And I think the active accounts they have in terms of crypto trading will be greater than the number of accounts that Vctrade actually has active in crypto trading. And I would be surprised if Vctrade really outpaced Coinbase in terms of volume, and we actually see the numbers. So numerically, the whole thing doesn't add up that SBI Vctrade was going to have any kind of big bang effect on the volume of XRP price. And we know that Vctrade doesn't use XRapid yet. It might use it in the future, just kind of like MoneyTap, where Katal always says we may contribute to it in the future, but right now it doesn't. So people who are hoping for like a big bang effect were basing their expectation on really bad information. Now, I've been saying the last few weeks, I think most optimistically, it could possibly double the price of XRP in a very short term, and then it will immediately retrace afterwards. I've said that numerous times. Of course, that didn't happen. I actually didn't think that would happen, and I've stated that a couple of times as well. I've stated that what I thought would happen was XRP was going to go up maybe 20 or 30% after the launch and then retrace afterwards. I thought that was the most likely scenario, but that didn't happen either because XRP did not go up 20 to 30%. What actually happened is it went up about like I said, about 13% in the last 3 weeks, so leading up to the launch, and then now it's slowly retracing. I don't know if it'll retrace full ways all the way back, or if it'll retrace even more than all the way back. That's very hard to tell. We'll just have to see in the future. Right now, this is not enough for me to sell out and buy back in later. But that's what I wanted to say about SBI Vctrade. There's nothing wrong with the cryptocurrency overall, nothing wrong with Vctrade. It's just because people had warped expectations for this exchange that has been hyped up to infinity, and there was no way that this exchange was going to deliver $10 or $5 or even $2 to those who are expecting, and it doesn't really look like it's going to deliver much price increase at all. In fact, it only delivered a price increase temporarily of about 13%, which is only about half of what I actually expected. I expected it to be much greater in terms of price effect. So that's my opinion on it, and that's how it's playing out right now according to the numbers. Let me know what you think in the description. Thank you and have a nice day.